What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big CLFHOH, and I see, man, I'm back. I got another one for you today. So much shit just coming to me. Um, I guess we just gonna call this one "Tell It Tuesday" or something. I want to talk about the sergeant at arms. The sergeant at arms position is always played down. It's always considered a tough guy's position, or an enforcer type of position. And the sergeant at arms position is very, very, very important based on the fact that it is a critical position to have and to hold because you're responsible for the look and the attitude, per se, the persona, per se, of the club. Today, I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible. I don't want this to be no long, drawn out video. I know y'all hate long videos. Y'all want me to tell you everything, but you want me to tell you that fast. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So we're talking about the Sergeant at Arms video. Sergeant at Arms, his responsibility, his roles, and his duties. And I want you to challenge me on this, and I want you to think about everything I'm telling you because this is important. As for the Sergeant at Arms, have you ever seen a club brother with patches that you don't have on? He got them on his vest, but you don't have them on your vest. You ever seen club brothers with side rockers and all of that on their vest, and you don't have them on your vest? Well, first off, let me just say this: all patches that go on your vest should be approved by the club. That's number one. Let me say that again. We're talking about patches on a motorcycle vest in a motorcycle club. RCSC, the whole 9 yards. Any and all patches before they go on your vest should be approved by your club, whether it be the officers, whether it be the sergeant at arms, whether it be maybe even the founders or the national board or whoever you guys determine that all patches should be. Even if you go to a run and that club has selling patches or giving out patches for that run, that needs to be approved, number one, by your club before that patch goes on your vest. Now, you've often heard a lot of people say the back belongs to the club and the front belongs to you. Kind of, sort of, maybe not, a little bit it does. And I'm going to break that down, okay? The number one goal and the number one thing about an MC is uniformity. Brotherhood, uniformity. We all believe in agreeing to the same thing. We all believe in buying into the same concept, to the same system, the brotherhood. We all together as one, okay? So with that being said, that's the same concept with patches, okay? All patches that go on your vest should be approved by your club, period. You should not be able to put a patch on your vest individually without it being approved by the club as a club per se sanctioned patch. Now, let's just say you have a club brother who goes all over the world and he collects these patches and he puts them all over his vest. I've seen vests with patches on the inside, outside, and that's fine and dandy if his club approved that. But what can happen is, and this is where you have to be careful, what can happen is you put on a patch that represents, and I'm just going to say this, for example, I'm just going to say you go to the Arizona Soul Brother run, okay, and you buy the Arizona Soul Brother run patch and you put that patch on your vest. Well, in your region, they might not be cool with the Soul Brothers, but you wearing that patch can cause an issue, drama, etc., 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 for you at the time of need and your club. So your club has to, per se, approve you having that patch and wearing it. You can have it, but wearing it on your vest, your club should have to approve that patch, okay? Now, the other thing is, as the sergeant at arms, it's your job every meeting to make sure, number one, every club member has on a vest. You should not be able to attend a meeting without a vest on. Whether you wore it whether you drove your car and had it in the car, and then when you get to the meeting, you put the vest on to come into the meeting. But you should never be allowed to any club meeting without your vest on. Period. That's just hands down a no-no. The second part is every club meeting, your vest should be inspected by the sergeant at arms. Period. That is his job, to inspect your vest every club meeting to make sure that your vest is, number one, in compliance with the uniformity of the club, and is it in compliance with anything that the club stands for or stands against. Period. One of the things I tell people a lot of times too when they call me about a sergeant at arms position is that if you're in a strong enough MC, if you're in a MC who supports MCing on the level of MCing or real MCing, or whatever you're going to call it, when you come into the meeting, at that time, your vest should be handed to the sergeant at arms. The reason why you'll be handing him your vest is during the meeting, he will be inspecting your vest, looking at your vest, letting you know your patches are good, this patch ain't no good, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. That's one particular thing, is to inspect your vest. But the second thing is, let's just say you got a member that's not in compliance with his dues. He's not in compliance with his minimum mandatory miles, etc. He's not in compliance. Well, at that time, when that meeting is over, the sergeant at arms has already collected his vest, and he don't get his vest back until he becomes in compliance. Whatever those rules are that's set by your club, whether it be 2 months, 3 months, or he got 15 days, whatever it is. But the sergeant at arms already has his vest. We don't have to chase him down to get his vest. We don't have to do this to get his vest, the whole 9 yards. And another thing, when the report is read, when the Treasury report is read, which it should be read, your Treasury report should be read at every meeting. It should also include who behind on dues, who owe fines, who is not in compliance, the whole 9 yards. All of that stuff should be discussed at the meeting. That is not a secret. You cannot be not in compliant and the club keep that as, hey man, don't tell everybody I'm going through some financial hard troubles. No, that needs to be put out there. That needs to be discussed, and the club brothers need to know who is and who ain't in compliance. Whether it be you behind on dues, you haven't made your rides, you don't have a motorcycle, whatever it may be, that needs to be discussed at the meeting. This is the time where we come together and we discuss these things and we come up with solutions for these things, the whole 9 yards. But as a sergeant at arms, your job is compliance. Your job is uniformity. Your job is everybody looking together as one person, as one uniform bond, or one uniform, as one uniform bomb, as one uniform stand. Not only are you there to make sure that the bylaws and the rules are enforced, and the sergeant at arms, besides the president and the vice president, he should know those bylaws like the back of his hand. You wouldn't have to inspect the vest if it wasn't already out of control. Okay. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Hear what I'm just saying. Regardless of if it's out of control or not, I'm just giving you some jewels as to what you should be doing. Not only is the sergeant at arms' job to keep the peace in the club and to make sure that the rules are enforced and or followed, the sergeant at arms takes favors or has favors with nobody, not even the president or the vice president. If a president or a vice president is out of line, the sergeant at arms is the one who tells him he's out of line. Period. The sergeant at arms is the one that tells him he cannot do that. He cannot enforce this. He cannot enforce that. They cannot do this. They cannot do that. That is his job. But he has to know the bylaws front to back, back to front. Your sergeant at arms most likely is probably the least most like club member in the club, because he doesn't like nobody. He likes the rules. Period. He likes the Constitution. He likes the bylaws. That's who he in love with. You feel what I'm saying? He likes uniformity. He likes togetherness. He likes brotherhood. Period. He don't give a fuck about, your personal this, your title that, or none of that. The sergeant at arms is strictly about the business, being uniformity, being collectively done together on one accord, the whole 9 yards. So when you come into the meeting, everybody, first, you cannot get to the meeting. You should not be able to come to a club meeting without your colors, period. If you left your colors at home, you need to go back and get them. And if there's a fine for being late, then there's a fine for being late. But if you don't have your colors, you should not be allowed in any club meeting to discuss any club business, to have anything, any vote, any say so, none of that, period. Also, when you're talking about finances and things like that of the club, only fully patched, active, current members should be allowed in the club meeting. Your retired members, they have nothing to do with the current state of the club's finances, the whole 9 yards. So they can be asked to be excused or to step out or however you want to do it. Or you could do that part of the meeting first and then invite everybody else in, however you decide to do it. But I'm going to tell each and every one of y'all right now, if you're in a club and your club is not reading your financial statement to you to the T verbatim, you feel what I'm saying? Then that's a problem. How do you handle someone who has become medically unable to ride? Let's just say, because everybody always bring that up. When you say a person has to have a motorcycle, a person has to ride. Everybody always bring up a disabled member or a member who's medically unable to ride, okay? Let me just say this, and I don't want to sound fucked up when I say this, okay? I don't want to sound fucked up when I say this. But every member, for any and all purposes of motorcycling, should be able to motorcycle at the same level of every other member. Now, let's just say your brother got injured, he got into an accident and he could no longer ride. Okay. Well, what you do is you honor him, you make him an honorary member, you make him whatever you guys have in your bylaws for medically disabled, you make him a disabled member, you do whatever it is that you do, okay, to show him some love, and to to do whatever. Like my boy, medical leave, and that may include him. He's on medical leave, but he still get to keep his colors, or he get to keep a modified set of colors, or he get to wear soft colors, whatever it is you guys come up with. But understand this. A lot of people use that excuse. A lot of people use that excuse to not motorcycle. Now, again, if you got injured on your motorcycle, then that's a no-brainer. But let's just say, I'm just gonna throw this out there because Lord forbid none of my people, none of y'all gonna ever get this cancer. Let's just say you get cancer, and the doctor say you're no longer fit to ride. Okay. Well, at that time, I'm just telling you how I think. For me, if I got cancer and some other stuff that I'm dealing with to the point to where the doctor said I'm unfit to ride, then at that time, club brothers, I'm gonna come to y'all and say, hey man, listen, I would like to resign due to medical reasons. I cannot be the active member in this club that I need to be, and it's not fair to none of my brothers to have to pull my weight or to have to, do this and do that. So hey, whatever the club had, and if the club say, well, we ain't got nothing really for it, then me personally, I'm gonna graciously just step down because my bros are gonna still be my bros regardless. But again, you have to consider the club. It's bigger than you. Period. It's so much bigger than you. Again, you guys can tackle that part of it however you want to tackle it, and I hope you guys are tackling it. Don't wait till it happened to tackle it. You guys need to come up with that now, and you guys need to figure out a way how to deal with that now. But we're talking about the duties of the sergeant at arms and the sergeant at arms duties. Nobody vest should be look totally different than anybody else's vest without the permission of the sergeant at arms. Period. The sergeant at arms is the only one that should be able to pass out patches that are earned through the club. For example, if your club makes up a mileage patch, okay, the club votes on it. Hey, if you got 25,000 miles a year, we're gonna give you the certified ground pounder patch. Okay, the sergeant at arms is the one. Once the club votes on that, or however the board votes on it, whatever, that patch is made, and those patches go to the sergeant at arms. When a person reaches 25,000, however you guys register your miles, it's secretary, VP, president, prayers tells sergeant at arms, hey man, so and so. He confirms it, and he hands you that patch. Because again, his job is to make sure that your vest is uniform, make sure that your vest is in compliance with the club approved patches, and to make sure that your vest is within order of everything that you got going on. Now again, these rules and regulations can change based on your club, and I'm just telling you, traditionally, this is what the sergeant at arms. We said good luck talking to some people. Say, listen, man, listen. Sell, y'all done heard me, anyway. It is what it is. I'm just telling you, and I want you to challenge it now. Think about, don't just listen to me, but hear me challenge it. Think about if it makes sense or not. If it don't make sense, then tell me, hey, that don't make no sense. But I'm just telling you, the sergeant at arms job is bigger than just breaking up fights or keeping people from fighting or, pushing his weight around. The sergeant at arms job is important because, again, we are collectively coming together as one unit. This is our motorcycle club. When people see me, they should see you. They should see everybody together in compliance. All our vests should look alike. You shouldn't have one member with 19 patches on and he has he got side rockers, and you say, well, shit, how do I get a side rocker? Oh, well, shit, so and so sell them over there, and you can just go make up your own. See, like you as a member, you can't make up patches. You can't just make up a patch and go put it on your vest. That's a total violation of your club. Every patch that's on your vest, if you're gonna put it on your vest, it has to be approved from the club, because the club got to be able to stand on what's on your vest. I got to be able to get down with you in the trenches. If you got a Outcast support patch on, or you got a I love Outcast patch on, and I'm just using this as an example. This doesn't happen, free world, and to anybody listening, A, B, City, alphabet people, this doesn't happen. But let's just say, let's just say you got a patch on that say I love Outcast, and you just happen to be into the I love Sin City area, where Sin City don't agree with you loving Outcast. That can be a problem for you, but that problem becomes a problem for the whole club, because now when they get at you, the club got to get at them, they got to get at the club, and now we just have a whole issue. You feel what I'm saying? And now we just have a whole issue of shit going on because you decided to put a patch on without getting permission from the sergeant at arms of the club to put that patch on. Because we got to stand on your patch. We got to stand on your patch on the back, and we got to stand on all the patches that's on the front of your vest. Yeah, you're responsible for those too. Period. His job should be unbiased, meaning he follows the bylaws. He should be able to address the chain down. And again, that's exactly what I just said, Chuck. That's exactly what I just said. The sergeant at arms has no friend. He has no favors. He is against the sergeant at arms is against any and everybody that's against the actual bylaws, rules, and constitution. Period. Whether that be the president or not. He has no friendships. He takes no sides. The only side he takes the sides of the rules, regulations, and the bylaws. That's it. He don't give a fuck about nothing else. Your feelings or nothing else. These are the rules, and the rules should be exacted. But we're talking about right now, we're talking about how to handle the vest, how to keep people from putting all these goofy ass patches on their vest, how to keep people from going out creating a patch to say, I'm a club ground pounder because I did 7,500 miles. Well, the club might not feel you're a club ground pounder, or the club might not feel like that's important enough for you to put on your vest. So your vest should be inspected by the sergeant at arms, and the sergeant at arms, if the club votes on a certain patch that you got, so let's just say you want to create a patch to say the top 5 members of this MC or whatever, and I'm just throwing shit out there. Well, you create that thought, you present that thought to the club, whoever the founders of the club, members, board, whatever, they agree, they vote on it, it's done. The patch is made, because the patch has to be made in uniformity. Everybody has to have the same patch, period. If this patch is going to be worn by this club, it has to be made this way by the same person that made this patch. Once that design is done and once the patches are made, that patch goes to the sergeant at arms. And he is the one that can give you that patch to put on your vest. Okay? Period. You guys have to start understanding that as a club, we roll as a club, we move as a club, we move as one, we roll as one, and everything has to be uniformity. When you see a person with a side rocker, the club should have approved that side rocker. The club should be in agreement with that side rocker. Period. It shouldn't be no like, well, then how did he get that? And if it take 10 years to get it, but he only did 4 years and he got it, that's a sergeant at arms issue. First off, brother, who gave you that patch? Second off, who told you could put that patch on? Now, I know it sounds like a lot of us. We talking about grown folks. You can't tell grown folks what to do. I'm telling you that you can tell grown folks what to do that agreed to do what grown folks say they're going to do, and that's follow the rules and the regulations. Period. Grown folks agreed to follow the rules and the regulations, and goddamn it, at that point, I need you to understand when I tell you you can and you cannot do this, then that's exactly what it means. You can and you cannot do this. So don't come with all your attitude and your badass, and now you want to get down because the sergeant at arms and told you, hey, you can't wear this patch because the club has not approved that patch. Period. Because the only thing technically that should be represented is the only thing that is really of any factor on your vest is the patch on the back and your name tag. Not even your position is relevant on your vest. Period. If you really want to know, wearing president titles and all that shit really don't mean nothing. The only patches that matter are the patch that's on your back, the club logo, the club insignia, the brand, and your name tag. That's it. Everything else on your vest is in the way. Everything else on your vest is in the world and in the way. I'm telling you the realest shit ever. If you don't believe me, challenge it. Think about it. Put it to... See, that's the thing. When I tell y'all something, take the time and look at how real it sounds to you. What up, Lobo? What up, Emo? What up, Dakari? Listen, man. Sergeant at arms, do your job. Stop your club members from wearing all these goofy ass patches. Huh? Sergeant at arms, do your job. Collect these vests, man. Get these people in order, man. Because some of y'all motherfuckers, when we see y'all, shit, we barely know who the fuck is who and what the fuck is what. And, you know, some of y'all got side rockers upside down. Some of y'all got side rockers going across your forehead. Some of y'all got patches and shit. Some of y'all got 3 different support patches on one vest. Yeah. Some of y'all got 3 different support patches. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like Richard Pryor, whatever gang winning at the time. That's my gang. That's who I'm riding with. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We don't know who you support, who you fuck with, who you down with, who you ain't down with. I'm just telling you the realest shit ever, man. Yeah, y'all get into compliance, man. Get some goddamn order. Get some shit together, man. Get some unity, man. Get some brotherhood, man. You feel me? Get this shit together. Sergeant at arms, clean this shit up, man. Stop letting these motherfuckers wear all these old goofy ass patches on their vests and putting shit here, and motherfuckers I'm talking about, you got motherfuckers challenging the back of the vest line. Well, really the back of the vest start right here, and your patch is, hey, cut all that shit out. This should be stated in the club bylaws. Every club should make sure that their members have their bylaws and what else you say? And manual. They should learn the club bylaws. This been going on since Lord who knows. Yes, I totally agree, Miss Lisa. Sergeants got to be firm and fair. Patches should be regulated by the bylaws. The organization is too big to authorize every patch. Standardization comes from the top. Boom. Just giving y'all some shit to do, some shit to think about today. That's it. That's all. This is my second live. If you missed my first live this morning, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all male clubs is really co-ed clubs. If you missed my live this morning, some of y'all male clubs is really co-ed clubs. You feel me? And some of y'all brothers is sharing motorcycles, and some of y'all club members don't really have motorcycles. But that was on the live this morning. So again, that's my time. That's my get down. I hope this video helps you. I hope this video makes you stop and say, Now, Sel said this, man. How practical or how real is this shit? You know what I'm saying? What Sel I do most listening than I do commenting. But I learn more about clubs by listening to you. Appreciate you, brother. Who was that? Confused Outlaw. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everybody that support me, man. Everybody that's down with me, man. Everybody, that fuck with me, man. I really do. I promise you. Thick with it. What up, Wit? We got me and Thick with it got an event coming up, man. Adult conversation 101 coming to Georgia. It's coming to a club. Check my get down. We will be live, filming live, broadcasting live. It's a new thing we got going on. adult conversation, man. We're gonna be talking about some adult shit. But anyway, again, Sergeant at Arms, do your job, man. SGTATARMS as Sergeant at Arms. Do your job. Quit all letting all these people, all these old goofy ass unauthorized patches. Quit letting people make up their own patches. You feel what I'm saying? And get the club in uniformity and get the club together, man. That's my time. I love you. I love peace and hair grease. It's your boy Big Son FHOH and I see. I love you. And ain't nothing, abso-fucking-lutely nothing. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing you can do about it. Chris, what is your question? Chris Henry say he got a question. You want to come on? Or you want to just ask me the question, Chris Henry? Chipper, what it do? Change that shit. Change what shit, Chipper? Chris, what's your question real quick while I got everybody on? Chipper, I love you, big homie. Chipper Edwards, one of Rare Breed's finest. What up, Flint Street Riders? What up, Morgan West? Miss Winter, what it do? What is your question, sir? I'm trying to make sure I answer your question. I would love to answer it on air. Chris Henry, what is your question? All right, you might want to ask me offline or whatever it do. But anyway, Sergeant at Arms, do your job. Get these vests in order. Quit letting people make up all these patches and put on all these old goofy ass patches awarding themselves. You know, it is what it is. All right. I was waiting on the question, but it ain't coming, and I'm not gonna hold y'all. I know y'all got shit to do. It's Tuesday. You ain't got no job, but y'all still got shit to do. All right. Going once, sir. Going white, Mr. Chris Henry. Did you come through? Okay, here it is right here. Thank you, Chipper. Why the 1% clubs beefing with the RC clubs? First off, I'm not a 1%er. I can't answer no questions based on 1%ers as far as that go. What I will tell you is that men are men. Let me say this. Women are women and men are men. And there's no such thing as a situation or a circumstance that men can't come together and get an understanding. Period. Whether it's a fuck you understanding or whether it's all right, that makes sense understanding. But whatever it is, men, there's no such thing as men not being able to come together and work on men. If a 1%er, as you say, is checking, beefing, or getting down or upset with an RC club, again, I don't know the circumstances. I can't speak on it. But hey, conversation need to be had. Men need to stand up and be men. Stop being scared to ask the question. Stop thinking that a 1%er is different than a man. A 1%er is not a Superman. They're regular dudes just like me and you. They, all of them, you know, and they talk to about people. They will talk to you if you talk to man, you know what I'm saying, or woman to woman, or whatever the fuck it may be. So again, I can't really help you with that question per se, but I hope that helps you at least get some type of start. Again, a man is a man. That's all I can tell you. Ain't no one man besides Jesus. Jesus is probably the only Superman that I know. Shout out to my man Jesus. Peace. It's your boy Big Cell FHO HNIC. Again, sergeants, do your job. Sergeant at Arms, do your job, man. Quit bullshitting, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, Dame? Do your job, man. It's your boy Big Cell FHO HNIC. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm gone. Peace.